Good morning, everyone. My name is Alphonse Keasley, and I work with our diversity inclusion planning meeting group. And I'd like to, just to make sure that you know that it's not the product of any one person, ask those of us who are a part of that planning committee to stand up to be acknowledged. Would you please stand for a second? Continue standing if you will. We have representatives from Student Affairs, George Huey, whom you'll be hearing from a lot this morning. We also have representatives from Housing and Dining, Gaylin, who's right back here. And we also have representatives from our student government, Narul, who you'll also hear from later on this morning, and many others whom the Chancellor will mention from our different advisory committees. Thank you all for standing. Okay. This is the 22nd, although we just had a little conversation in the back of the room about whether or not we're going to have to keep counting each time that we do one of these summits in the fall and the spring. So it could be the 22nd or the 23rd, given that we just did one in the spring. Anyway, we'll call this the 22nd for right now, Annual Diversity Inclusion Summit. There's one other person that I really have to acknowledge publicly and have her truly acknowledged for all the work that she does in order to make this event possible. She handles all of the logistics for us regarding the summit. And she probably doesn't want me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Nola Salisbury, who's standing in the back here. She pulls together all of the elements that are necessary for this event to come together as we're doing here, including, which was a recommendation from our planning committee, that we use these round tables as opposed to the theater style arrangement. We have a number of things that we're going to be doing a little differently this year that you'll hear about from George, but I don't want to slow down our program. We have a very tight schedule. I'm already at that point of making sure that we have everybody participating. What you're witnessing up here is a way for our summits to always be accessible. I'm noticing, though, you're not looking at me as much as I'd like for you to. In any case, no, to make it accessible, one of our speakers for tomorrow really did something for us as a part of the Diverse Learners Awareness Week that we held for the first time in the spring term, and it really was an important way in which for us to make our sessions most accessible to anyone who's attending. We will also have a few other events that will take place that are new this year that we're trying, and hopefully it'll pay off as well as we hope. Without further ado, however, I'd like to bring up our speaker to help us to understand what we mean by Ubuntu. I will make only one comment. Part of the reason that our planning committee settled on this particular theme for our Building the Roadmap, I am because we are, is because of the work that we're doing around the inclusive excellence process. Ubuntu seems to embrace that information, and we're very, very pleased that Professor Nyarma Sowa was willing to bring his words of wisdom related to this concept. It's an idea that he has been pursuing for a number of years, as have I, in taking our students to South Africa every May. But without further ado, let me bring to the podium Professor Nyarma Sowa, who is one of our professors in the Theater and Dance Department. Please join me in welcoming him.